and relax. We're working with this psoas now on the other side. So press inside your hips and feel the psoas moving. The psoas muscle will allow your legs to lift. And when you walk, you can also feel it. Good. And now release for a moment. Just close your eyes. Feel your body relaxed onto the floor. And have a full body stretch, stretching your arms overhead, point to your toes. Tense, 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 tense. And relax. Breathe deeply. And put an intention for your practice today. The psoas muscle is related to our fight and flight reactions as well. So if you have been under stress, the psoas will get ready to run. Bend your right knee and interlace your fingers over your shin. And your left leg is along the floor. Feel the weight of the leg onto your belly. And push your knee away. Push your right knee away against your hands as you inhale. Your left leg might come off the floor. And as you exhale, let the leg come close towards your chest. So working with your breath as you inhale, let the leg go against your knees and push your lower back down towards the floor. And as you exhale, let the knee come towards you and release, massaging your internal organs on your right side. That's it. Do one more. And if you want, you can flex the foot, bring the nose up towards the knee, push the heel away, and you can tense your left buttock cheek to make it even more intense. And then release. Bring your feet onto the floor and sway your knees side to side. Lovely. Hopefully you can feel as well that your lower back is flattening against the floor. Interlace your fingers over your shins and stretch the leg along the floor. As you inhale, push the knee away against your hands, your left knee. Your right leg will come off the floor a little bit. And as you exhale, bring the knee towards your chest. Keep the right heel flexed. Inhale, push it away. Tense in your belly, feeling your lower back flattening back. And then release, bringing the knee closer to your chest. One more, push it away. You can bring your head and shoulders up. You can tense your right hip, the glutes, and then exhale, release. And release your feet onto the floor, sway your knees side to side. Let your arms stretch overhead. And let both legs rest to one side. Your knees are staggered, your feet are apart. And if you want, you can cross one foot over the knee to have a bit more of a stretch. And you can dig your fingers on that sacroiliac area, massaging your waist. Uncross the legs, sway your knees side to side, and let both knees go to the other side. You can cross the foot over the knee and massage that waist area. Good. And bring yourselves back to center. Stretch your legs, stretch your arms. Full body stretch and release. And turn around, coming onto your bellies. So we're going to work a little bit with the abs. The abdominal muscles help the psoas to be supported. So have your hands, middle finger pointing forwards, your forearms onto the floor. And we're in this Sphinx Pose. Breathe into your Sphinx Pose. Relax your lower back. You can close your eyes and let your shoulders come away from your ears. Make sure that your chest is lifted. Now, from where you are, contract your abdominal muscles and lift just the lower belly. And then release it down. So it's just the lower belly. Inhale, lift it up. And now see if you can add your hips. And release down. It's a small movement. Now we're going to bring the belly up, hips up. Tuck your toes under and bring the legs up. And stay there for a moment. This is good for your abs. Strong on your back. And release your knees. Keep your hips up. Release your hips. Keep your belly up. And then release your belly. And release all the way down towards the floor. Lovely. We're going to do it one more time. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. Now, if you find that this is aggravating the pain, Georgina, you should stay here, breathing onto your belly, opening the chest and letting the area of your psoas stretch out. You don't need to come up into the abdominal exercise. For the rest of us, we will go into that. Inhale, contract your lower abdomen and bring it up. I don't know if you, is that clear what we're doing? Should I show you a bit? Yes, it is? Good, good. And show you a bit closer up. So we bring first the belly up, then the hips up. So first the belly comes up, then the hips, then we're on the knees, then we come up. And then release, release, and release. Okay, let's do it. Inhale, belly's up. Contract, and it's not a very big lift. Now your hips lift and you're on your knees. You will feel it all along your abs, to your high abs and your low abs. Now tag the toes, push the elbows and the forearms onto the floor, and hold this low plank. Breathe. And exhale. Release the knees, just the knees. Keep the hips up. Then release the thighs and the hips. Keep the belly up. And release the belly. And release down. Tell you, this is very effective. If you want to do low impact abdominals, this is what you need to do. Fantastic. So we are going to do a bit of a flow with striking cobra, but you can have two focus. For those of you that are not suffering from psoas pain, then your focus can be the sliding forwards and the use of the arms. If a focus will be to stretch the psoas, then you can use a couple of blocks or some dictionaries or whatever. So I'll show you this later one. Focusing on the psoas, we're going to come from flexion to extension. So the hands will be stretched onto the blocks. Your chest can come forwards. Keep the knees onto the floor. Take your time to open up and stretch the belly. It's good for what we were doing, stretching it out. If you don't have the blocks or you prefer to try it without the blocks, then, and this is also to use your arms a little bit more. You come forwards along the floor, open the legs wide, and then come into this type of ab dog. If you want to do the full ab dog, your knees are off the floor. And then we're going to come back into a child's pose. And I want to, if I can, see what you're doing. So try it a few times, going with your breath. And see how you feel. So Georgina, if it feels uncomfortable, that will be too demanding on your wrists, Ruth. They're beautiful cushions. Yes, they're beautiful. Just do it on your hands. You will be okay. You will be okay. That's it. Stay there, Georgina. Stay there. Breathe and relax your belly. So all of you just start going and then release down towards the floor if you want. That's it. Keep your hands firmly on the floor. Go low, Zoe. Yes. Good. Go along the floor. Come on, Ruth. You're sliding forwards. Your hands are too close together, Lydia. That's it. So go into a child's pose and just come forwards. Start a little bit higher up, Ruth. Don't let the hands slide. Start with the chest higher up. Come forwards. So from child's pose, come forwards. Don't let, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Now bend the elbows and now stretch. That's it. Good. And Carol, I can't see what you're doing. Is that on purpose? Yes. Okay, have a little rest. Have a little rest. Rest onto your belly, Georgina. You need to rest as much outstretched as you can. Good. So, Ruth, since you're there, what we're doing is from child's pose, we either come close to the floor and slide up, or if your hands are sliding, then you stay a little bit higher up. You're still using your arms, and then you come into your, yes, elbows in. Yes, that's it. Good. Lovely. And coming back. Fantastic. So we're going to come into a standing position. Take your if you are wearing your socks, take them off. Zoe, with your outfit today, you look a little bit like the Black Theatre, you know, you only see your hands and your head. Yes, that's it. Oh, I love those ones. Tuck your toes under and come into a forward fold. So the back of for this, Ruth, you can use your little stool. You can use your blocks, Georgina. You can use the blocks as high as you want. So come into this forward fold and have your feet hip distance apart, and we're going to bend and extend. Now, can you contract your lower abdomen as you bend and extend so that there is control on what you're doing? Lovely. Now, sway your hips side to side using your breath. So I'm just swaying as if I had a beautiful tail, swaying it side to side. Now we're going to bend the right knee and walk the hands towards the left. So we're bending the right knee and walk the hands towards the left. Feeling the stretch from the lower back onto the hip. And bring it back to center, change sides. These can be done also with the fingertips on the floor. And bring it back to center. I'm gonna allow you to do it again, once more on each side, but stay a little bit longer with your breath. And you can bend and extend, just feeling that side of your right waist stretching. Visualize that psoas muscle that inserts underneath the ribs and goes inside the hip. And then coming back to center, go to the other side. This one is good for calf muscles as well, Carol. So bend and extend. And bring yourselves back to center, rolling up into standing. Your head is the last thing to come up. Lovely. And roll your shoulders back. Roll your shoulders forwards. Keep your blocks nearby. And we're going to bring our feet slightly wider than our hip distance. So the hips are more or less the same height as our shoulders. Bring your hands onto your hips. And again, we are finding that psoas muscle. And we're going to go side to side. So the feet are facing forwards. You get a little bit of a stretch on the outside of the leg. And you can feel that strong muscle moving there. If you don't have any pain, you can start stretching your chest back as you bend your knees to one side and then the other. You will feel it on your Achilles tendon and your calf muscle as well. Good. And release. Just sway side to side. Remember that the diaphragm is also relaxing the psoas. I have the window open and this is like being in Amsterdam. I have a huge window and I'm going like that and the neighbors are going, hello. There we go. So now we're going to come into our triangle pose. In triangle, we are shortening one psoas muscle and stretching the other one. So bring your right leg out, left leg cuts the corner, parallel to the short end of the mat. Ruth, you can use your little stool, and Georgina, you can use your block or even a chair. So I want you to be as comfortable as you can because you need to find that. So I could even do a triangle using the sofa and bring the arm up. Maybe bend the elbow to bring myself down. So I want you to have, yes, that's it, good. Open your chest and just let the side of the body stretch. And focus on that area of the hip that we are trying to open. If you want, you can bring your hand onto your hip. Georgina, bring your hand onto your hip and just encourage the chest to rotate. Anchor your back foot. And you don't need to look up necessarily. You can look forwards so that your neck is aligned with your spine. Good. And bend the front knee. If you have room with the sofa, just stay there. And then bring the back leg out a little bit more. So lower your hip a little bit more. Move the foot that is closer to the sofa, close to the sofa, Georgina. So you're leaning your forearm onto the sofa and then bring the arm overhead. That's it. Or yes, that's perfect. Lydia, good. And again, in here, we're opening the ribs, opening the hips. And release, coming up. And we're going to go to the other side. So bring your legs twice and a half your shoulder distance, and you can bring the block just in front of your foot, or use a chair or use a little stool. Reach, try to keep that sideways angle, and you can have the right hand onto your right hip or whichever hip you are lifting up, and bring the hand onto the block or onto the chair or the floor. Keep stretching the ribs, feel the inner thigh. You can have your arm up or hand onto your hip. And push your feet onto the floor, breathing deeply. Push both feet onto the floor and let the back leg stretch out a little bit more. Bring the arm either onto the sofa, a chair, your leg. Open up. If you are really extending from your fingertips to the outer edge of the foot, you will feel that line of the body getting full workout. Lovely. And release. Bring yourselves up. Bring your legs together and shake your legs. Shake, shake, shake. Good. And come to standing with your hands behind your back. So your feet are parallel and your knees are soft. Have your hands facing downwards for now. So when your hands are facing downwards, the lower back will not arch much. You're going to be opening your chest more. Fingertips pointing downwards, your thumbs are by the sides of your hips. Your knees are not locked, they are soft. And we're going to expand up. Let your belly go in to give you more support, and then open up. Your glutes will be working. you're pushing your hips forwards, but at the same time, you're giving a nice support to your back. Your hands are active. This is hard on your arms, it should be. And bring yourselves back to center. Release your hands, release your arms. Do eagle arms. Just bring your right elbow underneath your left. And bring your arms up just to do a contra posture for your upper back. Release and change the cross of the arms. And release. Now, if you want to try a little bit more of an arch, you can have your thumbs towards the middle of your spine. Before we had the fingers down and we should stretch up. I would recommend this one still for Georgina and anyone wanting to stretch just the psoas. If you want to try out your arch, then have your hands, your fingers pointing, your thumbs pointing towards each other and your fingers towards the front, and then arch. You will find that you have more of an arch. Your knees are bending, your belly's going forwards, and you're arching back. Still, your hands work on your lower back to give you support. And inhale, bring yourselves forwards. We're going to roll down, softening your knees, roll down towards the floor. Stay there. You can have your block underneath your hands to support the upper body weight. And breathe, letting your back stretch. Good. Inhale, lift your head, bend your knees, and actually wait a second in case you need to grab some other things. We're going to do a supported bridge. So Georgina, you might want to use your blocks, or you might want to use a few cushions to lie onto. So most of us, we're going to be working on supported bridge. If you want to have a big cushion underneath, Georgina, you will focus on just being like this. Just lying down, having your legs outstretched and the hips supported. The rest of us, if you don't have blocks, you can use cushions, maybe even a little bit higher. And we're going to do some exercises with the legs. For Georgina, I want just relaxing with the legs outstretched and not too high so that the body can relax slowly. So Lydia, you can use your dictionary to support. It's nice to have, it's nice to have, and maybe a cushion on top. Check it out, see how you feel. So I'm using the block on the lower setting. For those of us that are going to be moving with the legs, yes, the lower setting, not high, lower setting. We are going to increase the arch later on. Relax your hands by the sides of your hips. So Georgina, you just relax there and you don't need to do any movements. Just walk your feet out bit by bit by bit until you can find a release. Your knees can open sideways a little bit. If you're still not there, keep your knees bent and that will happen afterwards. Right, the rest of us, hands by the sides of the hips, palms facing down. And we're going to bring opposite hand and leg out. So bring your right arm overhead, extend your left leg, heel comes towards the floor. And exhale, release, change sides. So extend the right leg, left arm, and bring it back. Work with your breath as if you were working underwater. That's it. Try to reach through your heel. And make sure you have done equal numbers on both sides. And release. If you want, you can bring your knees towards your chest. And just hug your knees for a moment. This will give a nice stretch to your lower back. You can cross your ankles. Breathe deeply in this position. Good. And bring your feet onto the floor. Take a moment to feel your lower back and the front of your belly, front of your thighs. Now, if you want, bring your block one step up. If you can't because you have a cushion, then just stay there. It doesn't matter. And if your psoas is sore, stay in the lower level. So, Ruth, those red cushions can be used now if you wanted to. You got them. Okay, good. So now we're going to keep the arms by the sides of the body, palms facing down. Push the hands into the floor, the arms into the floor to give you support. Bring the right knee up towards your chest. Then flex the foot and stretch the leg towards the sky. Bend the knee again and release it down. With control, using your abdomen, and you are using your psoas for that. If you bring your fingers to that space inside your hip, you will feel them working. Bring your left knee towards your chest, extend the leg, flexing the foot, bend the knee, and release. Working with your breath, right leg up. Exhale, extend. Inhale, bend. Exhale, release. Left knee comes to chest. Extend. Bend. And release. Last set. Right knee. Extend. Bend. Release. And left. Extend. Bend. And release. Good. Now we're going to come down one step. So if you had two cushions, take one cushion out. If you had the block on the second setting, bring it down. And extend the legs overhead. Use your breath to push your diaphragm down. Feel your ribs expanding. Take a moment here. Then bring your feet towards your hips, push the feet onto the floor. Take the support from underneath your hips and rest your knees against each other. Your feet are apart. Knees resting towards each other, feet apart. Good. And bring your knees towards your chest. Bring both legs to your right hand side and come into sitting. So we're going to finish with a really nice restorative posture. I think we did it last week, Ruth and Carol, which is Supta Baddha Konasana, supported and bound ankle pose. Those of you that are okay with the Psoas and wanting to do a little bit more, I want you to tie your feet with your blanket or your belt. Lydia, you can use the blanket that you have, the scarf that you have. It's really nice. But wait, before you tie your legs, Georgina, no tie-in for you, just supporting if you have a blanket. So, yeah. So you want to have a bit of a slope with cushions. You can use the cushions from your sofa. You can also have support on your head if your neck is painful. If you're using a blanket, if you have a blanket nearby, Georgina, it's really good to have it longwise, and then you wrap it around your feet and bring it just underneath your thighs. So it's giving a little bit of support. And then with the blocks, you can put them under your knees. So this is a completely supported Supta Baddha Konasana. Ideal to let those psoas open up and relax. And your chest will be relaxed and your legs will be open. If you're tying up your legs, I think we've done it before. You make a big loop. And then you thread through both, then back through one. And so if you're doing that, then the loop has to come between your legs, not on top. So you put it on your lower back. And then you hook it between your legs and you pull it in as far as you can until you're all strapped in. So I hope you're all getting your positions. This one with the blanket is amazing. So you don't have to go hard. You can go soft and gentle. Your blocks will be holding you down. I just left my belt because it's more trouble to take it out. So with the belt, without the belt, just have your knees falling apart. Support your thighs. Have support under your chest. That's it. And your head should be supported as well. So we're going to have about 4 minutes in here. You can make the support under your knees as high as you need it to be. You can bring your hands to your lower abdomen. And feel how your diaphragm expands when you inhale and contracts when you exhale. And use your imagination to visualize this strong psoas muscle from under your rib cage, going through your hips and untangling. You might feel that your knees are able to relax further. Just keep breathing. Witness your breath with your hands on your belly. And we're coming towards the end of this posture. If you have your belt onto your feet, you can bring your feet up and unhook the belt. If you feel it's comfortable to be with your upper body elevated, just extend your legs along the floor and stay there. Cover yourselves up with a blanket if you feel cold. Shavasana. We want to be as comfortable and as relaxed as we can be. Bolster under the knees if you want, Zoe. It's great. Inhale deeply and exhale fully. Now as you inhale, just feel how full are your lungs when you inhale. And we're going to inhale and fill your lungs 50%. Inhale another 50%. And exhale slowly through your mouth, going Good. Inhale 50%. Inhale another 50%. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. Inhale. Let it all go. Breathe normally. Feeling your toes, sensing around your toes. Feel that space between your toes as well. And the soles of the feet, tops of the feet, ankles, calf muscles and shins, knees, thighs, hips. Feel the warmth inside your hip. Visualize the psoas muscle elongating and releasing, as if your legs could be really long. And relax your ribs, relax your lungs and the heart inside your chest. Feel the wave of relaxation going down through your arms, elbows, forearms, your wrists and your hands. Your neck is relaxed. Your scalp and your forehead is relaxed. Your whole face, your whole body. Your whole body is relaxed. For the next few moments, just stay within, breathing and releasing. And we have come to the end of our practice together. So if you want to stay a little bit longer lying down, I will close with 3 Ams and Shantis. If you wanted to come up, you can do it and chant with me, but you can chant from wherever you are. Inhale to begin. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. your palms together. Rub your palms. Make the movement a little faster. Place your palms over your face. Inhale deeply. Open your eyes to the darkness of your hands. Slide your hands to your chest. Bow your heads. Namaste. Little clap. Well done.